We're talking about the first round of the Mae Young Classic, episode 1, 4 matches. We're breaking it all down right here, right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
That's right, women are ruling the world tonight because it is the Mae Young Classic Season 2. Episode 1, we're breaking down the 4 matches that happened today. But before we continue, I'm going to introduce to you my co-host. We have TK.
What's up, what's up?
Overall, what is your thoughts on this first episode of Season 2?
I love, last year was great, but this year was, like Triple H said, I think last week, people were available, people were waiting.
Yes.
The talent is, this episode amazing off the hook.
Yes.
Last year it was kind of, somewhere ups and downs.
And then, of course, we got America's sweetheart, Evan Mack.
Chocolate
sweetheart.
No?
He has a lot of names.
Don't let Julia Roberts come up.
Listen, I'm telling you, if it wasn't for Julia Roberts, we could just call me that. But listen, I got a legal thing going on. But no, good to see you. I ain't seen you in a minute.
Yes, I know.
It was awesome tonight. I'm seeing some ladies I've never seen before, and some that I've heard about and never got to see them cook. So it was really nice to see.
All right, and before we continue, what country are you guys going to be rooting for?
Well, listen, I'm unapologetically American. So.
Well, I'm unapologetically.
Yeah, I know, because y'all are attached
Canadian.
to America. Y'all riding our coattails. Y'all been riding our coattails for centuries.
Yeah, but when we talk about wrestling, though, a lot
That's
of the wrestling
tough,
greats come from Canada.
It's really hard to argue that.
Just
Like,
saying.
everybody's from there.
Yeah, I mean, which I'm from.
I'm going to go for Ireland because I'm part Irish. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I'm part German, but there's no German on the team or Irish. But, I'm going to go there. But let's talk about the first round and the first match. We have Tegan Nox versus Zatara. Tegan Nox is from the UK, and Zatara is from Chile. Overall, what did you think of this match? Because there was a lot of kicks, a lot of focusing on Tegan's ACL injury. Let me know. Tell me.
Yeah, I'm always intrigued to see how they approach that, and Zatara, I like it, her coming out party, and she's a very aggressive fighter. But I just thought it was really unique. I always get nervous when they target the area that really was hurt in real life. You know what I mean? because you can re-aggravate it, but I always find that a very ballsy thing to do. So it was an awesome match to start the night.
Yeah, I feel like that's the one of the marks of a great wrestler. The fact that you can play to that, and they play to that. And you're now worried, you're now invested.
Yes.
That plays to her experience.
Yeah, and Tegan, we got to know a little bit from her. She is from Progress Wrestling. Her inspiration wrestler is Molly Holly, one of the greats, and she was a fighter in this. She very dominated the head scissors, a lot of arm bars. She kind of did this. She was gonna go for a dive, but she ended up doing a 619.
Yes.
And I thought this was a good overall match. Zatara did amazing. A lot of submissions, but she was mainly focused on the ACL.
Yes.
Have you guys ever had an injury before?
Not of that magnitude. I kind of tore my groin muscle. That's kind of ended my basketball career. Kind of tore my groin muscle pretty bad, but I've never experienced ACL. I hear a lot of mixed things. A couple of my friends had Achilles. My one friend had ACL. Say it's very hard to recover. You ran track. You know how hard it is.
Hamstring injuries. Tore both my hamstrings, shoulder, finger.
And how did that affect you?
It depends on the injury. For me, that pretty much ended my career. I actually was able to run a little bit more, but I was never the fastest I could have been.
Do you find yourself being afraid to run fast, or thinking you're gonna re-aggravate? Is that in the back of your mind, or when you heal,
yeah,
you just
I'm always. I'm never healed. I didn't do operations. I didn't do surgery. So to the point where if I get to a certain athletic ability or get to a certain fitness level, I'll start feeling the pain again. So once I tore my hamstrings, I wasn't able to sit for more than 10 minutes for about 2 years.
Yes. So I can imagine the ACL thing. You're getting back in the ring. Right. You have to stay active because you missed the last Mae Young Classic. So
right, she did.
So it's like it meant a lot to her. She re-aggravated it again, like a little sprain. Yeah. So it was like, so I was worried about her in the ring, though. You know what I mean?
Well, according to like Sean X-Pac has talked about this a lot of times. Like if you have an injury, you can't hesitate going back into the ring because the moment you hesitate, that's when the injury will reoccur. So given the fact that she's young, and the technology is crazy. So they have the tape and all this other stuff. She probably did did all type of crazy stuff before she got into the ring. I'm sure she's fine. And on top of that, WWE is on top of their stuff.
Yes, they are.
If she couldn't go,
she wouldn't be there.
She wouldn't go.
Right. And let's talk about the commentary team. We have Renee Young. Big congratulations to her because she has commentated on Raw for the second time this past Raw. Is making history.
Yes.
Again, we have Beth Phoenix and Michael Cole. What are your guys' thoughts on this commentary team than from last year? Since
so
it was
much
Jay
better.
and Lita? Really?
So much better. And then also, too, Renee has, I can't remember when it was, maybe it was 6 months ago, people expected her to fill in the spot for...
Jonathan Coachman?
But between when Booker T left that period, and she had said on Twitter that she tried it once and she wasn't good at it. So shout out to her for either whatever she did, if she had practiced or they set her up or whatever she did in the meantime to give her that confidence to do because she did it. She did an amazing job. She did an amazing job at Raw as well. So definitely opening up window or doors for women.
Right, and I know for a fact if you go to NXT when you start training there. A little birdie had told me that they put you in all the situations. You practice as a ring announcer to see if you're good at that. Right. They put you as a commentator to see if you're strong at that. They do a backstage interview to do that. And I remember Renee did commentary for NXT for a while when they first started. So maybe that's why she's saying, oh, I'm not that good, because maybe either probably someone told her she wasn't good or she just felt that way because she did commentary on NXT.
Commentary is very different. I can't remember who we had on, again, Xbox show, but they were saying like they have somebody in your ear talking the whole time. So not only you talking, you're hearing other people talk, and they're feeding you stuff, and you're trying to get your thought process together. It's not an easy thing.
Right.
So.
What about you?
No, it's good to see. I like to see Beth Phoenix, and I like that it's a female dominated commentary team. They got Michael Cole there for a little bit of stability and just bringing his experience, and it's just good because everyone loves Renee, though. You know what I mean? Like who doesn't love Renee?
She's Canadian.
Yeah, another Canadian. Shout out to your girl. But and it's like it's just really good to see. Like I like this. I agree with TK. I think it is a better commentary team than it was last year.
I have to agree too. But one thing I have to disagree on with this commentary team is that they were talking about more of their background and more of who they are, which I understand, but not more of the wrestling. Do you
think that's more of a reason to put them over, to for people to research them, or do you think that's a lack of their knowledge on calling it? Do you think or calling them?
Well, I feel like it could be both ways. One way, it's okay, there's going to be a lot of new people. Ronda Rousey is the hottest person on the market. She's bringing a total divas role. It's a lot
more eyes.
A lot of people are watching this, so a lot of people don't know who they are, which is fine because some of us on the panel may not know who these people are either. And that I get, but also when you're invested in wrestling, you want to hear the commentary talk about their skills in the wrestling.
Right.
They had some moments where the commentator oh my gosh, oh look what you did that, and that was more of Michael Cole.
Right.
Because that's Michael Cole.
That's what he does.
Yes, that's what he does. But in my opinion, I wish they would just focus on the match more of them, who they are. I can see it. Do.
Yeah, I see that. I also see too that I personally think that's there's kind of two groups in WWE. You have the people who just watch WWE, and then you have the people who watch WWE and everything else. Right. So they might be catering to the people who just watch WWE. So for instance, last year when I did the Mae Young Classic 1, I wasn't familiar with a lot of the women. Now this year, because of Women's Wrestling Week, I'm familiar with 98% of the women. So it's a little bit different. However, I definitely love the story. I love the stories and the little tidbits of information, because then now you feel like you can invest in them.
Yes.
So I think they're just kind of catering to the people that either don't have the time or just don't watch other wrestling programs or shows.
Yeah, I can see it both ways.
Well, speaking of the Mae Young, the Women's Pro Wrestling Weekly, but before we go, Evan, you want to tell us?
I do. Hey, AfterBuzzers, our network produces after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There's no network that works harder to serve television fans. But now we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that is tailor-made for you and help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about those pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did in the comments, and we will thank you on air. For now, thanks for being the best fans and helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yes.
Boom.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome, Ms. Barr.
But before we move on to the second round, Tegan Nox won the match,
Yes.
and she's going to in the second round. And speaking of the next round, second match, we have MJ Jenkins versus Rhea Ripley. MJ Jenkins was a guest on Women's Wrestling Weekly. Was she? No?
Not yet.
Okay, not yet.
Not yet.
We'll get her on there.
We'll get her on.
If she doesn't sign with WWE, she will get her on soon. If she does, then it'll be a little bit later.
Okay. I was mixing with somebody else. But this match overall, MJ Jenkins is from Brooklyn, New York. Rhea Ripley is from the UK. She won the UK women's belt, if you haven't noticed. I was going to say that last, but she won the UK women's championship belt. So good for her.
Yeah.
This match, it was... I had mixed feelings.
What are you thinking?
I feel that MJ was more... I feel like MJ could give a little bit more because Rhea Ripley was so dominant in this match. The reason why I say this is because MJ was trained by the Dudley Boys, and those are hardcore legends as TSC, and we'll go on. But Rhea Ripley reminds me of the chick that you see at Warped Tour, banging it up at all these concerts, but she's also a tall woman, and they also compared her as Charlotte, or some of those lines they were saying, hey, she kind of reminds me of Charlotte, but she's like no, I don't compare me to Charlotte. I'm my own person, and I like that.
I do too.
What are your thoughts on this match?
Well, according to Joseph, so shout out to Joseph, he said that MJ had a short run with Impact. I was a fan of MJ. I am a fan of MJ. I just felt that she was a little bit outmatched as far as experience. It just felt like she still, even though you have people coming at different levels. So even though you have expert trainers, you still have to pay your dues. So it just felt like it was just a little bit of, she just wasn't there yet compared to Rhea. So it was a good match, but she just has to put in a little bit more.
And we have to remember, Rhea Ripley was a contestant of last year's Mae Young Classic, so she does have a little bit advantage of what this is like, what the Mae Young Classic is all about.
Yeah, different opportunity for MJ, and I believe she probably felt that though. She probably felt what you're saying, a little bit overwhelmed. And when you're in with a more experienced person, I think it's a good learning experience for her though. I'm sure she's looking back at the match and figuring out what she needs to work on, and she has people telling her what she needs to work on. But it was good for her to get that. Like I said, it's good for the exposure. That's one thing I love about the Mae Young Classic. If you're not getting a WWE deal or whatever, it's still good for your brand and your experience. So that's one thing I can take away from even in the loss. Yeah,
we had several people on from the Mae Young Classic last year on Women's Wrestling Weekly.
Plug in.
Yeah, I know. We had a lot of people on, but again, I love the fact, especially in the era that we're in, she's just authentically her.
Yeah.
We had Marty Bell, who was on last year on the show. She was on Mae Young Classic last year. She talked about there was issues with her hair. People wanted her to straighten her hair out. And MJ is just like, I'm going to do this fro and I'm going to do it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. And it's just different variations of women, which is the great thing about Mae Young Classic and the great thing that, you see her showcasing. So, again, good match, but she had a little bit of work to do.
Yes, and hopefully we get to see her in the future in WWE. If not, we'll eventually see her around the world in the Indies. So
her social media is popping too, by the way. So.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, overall with this match, Rhea Ripley won, and she's advancing to the second round. And we're going to our third match, and that is Lacey Lane from Winter Park, Florida, versus Vanessa Carvin, who is
Carvin.
who is a fellow Canadian.
Yes.
Damn, they everywhere.
Yeah,
Y'all out here, man.
they everywhere. I even missed that one when they said that. I was like, okay,
Goodness
okay.
gracious,
I need to,
man.
put that. Let me.
Canadian invasion.
Let me. This is another plug. You guys are gonna hate me. I'm just gonna do it this episode. I'll stop next week, maybe. However, it's just funny. We have a guest coming on next week who also happens to be Canadian, and it wasn't until I mentioned that I am too Canadian that the wheels moved a little bit faster.
Greasing the wheels a little bit.
So there's a lot of us. We're gonna take over and just help the country out a little bit because
oh my
y'all
God,
struggling.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, man. This last election, I was seriously considering going to the Great White North.
You and everybody, but they're turning everybody down though. You can't just come in just because you want to.
Which is funny to me because y'all stay coming in here, man. We don't say nothing to y'all. We just let y'all come
because
in.
we come. Let's not even get there.
Oh shit! But before, as we're moving, but no, for real, this is my favorite match of the night though. Like I just like the way there was a very good booking. Like the size difference was.
You know what Vanessa
awesome,
reminds
though.
me of? Have you seen the CSI show or one of those on the USA Network with the girl who's light skinned with the black and the pink hair?
I thought
Oh, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so if you guys don't let us know in the comments if you know what show I'm talking about. But she also reminds me of a mixture of Joker and Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Kraven is just her style, like the mountain style. She's a
tall woman.
Oh
Yeah.
man, like a 6'2" for a lady is tall though. It is
Yeah.
though. When you see 6'2" and Cole, he says she's like 200 pounds, and it was just a cool, it was a true David and Goliath match, and I thought it was fun.
And it really was. Go on.
What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say Lacey Lane was signed to NXT, so she is with the WWE, even though
Hometown girl.
yeah, and she did wonderful. I like the fact that they did the green contacts with her.
I don't know. Are they? Because everything I've seen on her social media, she's had.
But they looked brighter though,
I don't know.
and maybe it's just the lighting.
Yeah, because she's also mixed, so
Yeah.
anything's
Yeah, you
possible.
could tell.
Anything's possible there.
Yeah, so
All bets are
I
off
don't know
there.
if it's their contacts or not. Doug said, is it Kraven?
It's Kraven.
It's crazy.
Okay, so just
Thank you.
in case I.
Is it too? Do you feel this? Is it kind of Ember Moonish or kind of shtick? Is it kind of?
See, I was gonna mention that, but the fact that those eyes are her real eyes and Ember Moon's eyes are not real.
Correct.
But
Like persona-wise, does it feel
It
similar?
seems like different. Ember Moon seems to take on more of a Wolverine type,
hers-
like Moon type thing.
Yeah, hers is like a
And-
Mortal Kombat type thing.
Like,
I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
like a wolf.
she's
Yeah.
well. Ember was more like a
Werewolf.
wolf, and then
I think,
Lacey's
yeah.
more like assassin.
It looked like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. I think she was
exactly.
trying to channel that.
Yeah, her outfit was kind of like Scorpion.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
So they call Vanessa the Mountain, as I could tell.
Real.
Pretty much, these two women, I was surprised how much Lacey could keep up with her.
Absolutely.
I was a little shocked. Because Lacey's so new into the game, even though she's an athlete,
basketball
experience. She was dodging a lot of it, but she took a lot of good hits.
Yeah.
I thought this was a decent match.
She had that one mistake where she kind of botched the one rope move a
Yeah,
little
she
bit.
did.
I'm glad they addressed it, kind of like the commentary. Like I like when they don't shy away from stuff like that because it does happen. I like that they kind of met that head on. And like she's going bigger. She's going home.
Yeah.
Like I appreciated it and she tried to act like she didn't botch that.
Yeah, I've seen wrestler Delilah Doom. She actually does that with her fiance Eli Fry. It's
pretty badass move,
Eli
actually.
Everfly, and she does that a lot, and that reminded me of it. But the thing with that is you can slip and fall, and I've seen women wrestlers who do that hit hard. But speaking of hitting hard, Vanessa has some chops.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I thought I was gonna be bruised. I can hear it.
I mean, it seems like too that she'd be a good matchup. I mean, if she gets signed, I'm not sure she's got signed yet with Nia Jax.
Oh, for sure.
that'd be awesome.
Or a good tag team.
Good tag team, yeah.
They get Nia out that purgatory, man. They get her-
Oh Jesus, yeah. Damn.
You see?
Oh my goodness. I mean, I guess she could be included too. They kind of black.
Listen.
Damn.
No, but for this was my favorite match. I like the Mountain. She's one of my favorites actually. I'm wishing her well. I wish really good things happen to her, and I hope she
Yeah.
gets to the big show.
Because there's so much things you can do with somebody who's that tall and has been in the game
Powerhouse.
since 2004.
Wow.
And she's And since 2004, I mean, come on.
She's probably trying the Canadian circuit. Doug says Amber Moon and Lacey would be a good tag team. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
That in itself would be like selling T-shirts and stuff.
Especially they came up with a cool name. That man, Yo, Doug, what would their name be? Give me some. Because that'd be dope.
Ninja Moon.
I like that.
Ninja Moon.
I like that. See, I just like that be a good idea. That's why they need to hurry up and make that tag division with these ladies, man.
Well, I mean,
Like,
there's
for real.
rumors going around. There's going to be another
whole nother
announcement.
show.
Pull the
Another
trigger.
announcement for women wrestling. But for the winner of this, Lacey Lane moves on to the next round.
Upset, too. It was sort of an upset.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, I was surprised about that one.
Yeah. We also got a little cameos from
Amber Moon was there.
Moon, Alexa Bliss.
Oh, Ty Dilly was there.
Yeah. Funaki. Yes.
Leo Rush.
Leo Rush. I've seen him wrestle at the Indies. Talented.
Oh my gosh.
Super nice. Oh my god. That guy is like the sweetest
Does some
dude I've ever met.
I don't know if he does the crazy stuff now that he's in WWE, but I remember when I first came upon him on Instagram and he was like jumping off he did some crazy. I was like,
the first time I saw him wrestle was at PCW, and I was like, oh my, like I forgot. I was like, wow, like this guy needs to get signed.
There you go.
And I legit told him, I said, yo, you're gonna get signed on 205 Live. And he goes, I hope so. And
boom.
Next thing you know it.
Yeah.
And he's really good friends with Boy Meets World, Topanga.
Oh, shout out to Topanga.
that's probably why she was at the show.
Well, her boyfriend's a wrestling fan too.
Okay.
Yeah, so
shout out.
So she goes to PWG. So if everyone wants to go to PWG and want to see Topanga,
I mean, everybody. She's crazy.
But we also saw a little interview with Natty backstage.
Who was interviewing her?
It's a new. She said she was a Saudi from Saudi Arabia, like the first Saudi Arabian commentator
Gotcha.
in WWE.
Gotcha.
Something like that. So they were trying to put her over or put her on, and yeah.
Hey, everyone needs to try it out.
Oh,
somewhere.
I'm down.
Practice is perfect, right?
And Natty, I love seeing Natty, man, because she got coach written all over her, man. First ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, she has to do something seriously crazy, like
Like
swingers.
for real.
Oh, what?
We're saying that she has to do something seriously crazy for her to be not a Hall of Famer, for her not to be to be essentially kicked out of WWE. She has to do something like, vaults of. Yeah, I'm not even gonna say it. It's not gonna happen. She'll be.
That's my girl right there, man.
She'll be good.
And she's a sweetheart too, so it's like it works.
Well, we're gonna go talk about our fourth match.
Yeah.
Wow. Holy crap.
You get it.
Best for last.
You get it. This is awesome, Chan, man. You're doing all right. You're always doing all
I'm
right.
so glad that they saved this match for last. We have Meiko, who is from Japan, versus Killer Kelly. She also a Progress wrestler who's been in Progress in that. Meiko has been in WCW at 16. 16 years old.
Ago.
She saw New Japan Pro Wrestling at the age of 14 and decided to become a professional wrestler. At 16, made her WCW debut. All I gotta say is, if the Lord or whoever decided for me to become a wrestler, if ever in life or my future life, I don't ever want to wrestle a Japanese woman. In a way, I feel that it's a good thing because I feel like it's an honor to wrestle a Japanese woman. But their hits, no matter what kind of. I think Japanese women wrestlers can hit harder than anybody.
I was like, where are you going with
because of the training. They train with the men. They train like men.
Exactly.
They get no breaks. They get no special treatment, and it shows when they get to the big show. And like the level of respect that Kelly showed her at the end. Oh my God, the tears in her eyes. It's awesome.
With Meiko, I think she's one of those women that she has like an aura.
Oh yeah.
And not only that, it's like you want to wrestle her because if you wrestle her, you made it.
She was so honored by that moment.
I don't know. I just felt this vibe of that as if I ever I feel like I have to shake her hand and have respect for her through the screen. But wow, man, this match, so many kicks, so many punches. Killer Kelly couldn't even keep up.
She was doing her best though, man. She was holding her own the best way she could. I like her, the girl from Portugal. She's
the takedown, kick, the double legs. What were your favorite?
Like I said, I just like that. I like that it started off real slow, and you didn't know what you're going to get out of this match. You didn't know how she was going to, like, you get nerves. This is a huge match. She knows that she's going against one of the people she looks up to, and then then the crowd gets involved, and it's an intense match, and it's back and forth. And there's a moment where you don't know if Meiko's going to win.
Yeah.
That's when the crowd's like, okay, wait a minute, she actually might pull off an upset. They did a really good job of like the suspense and the ladies just
And with this match, I like that they didn't do a lot of like high flying stuff or anything like that.
Don't need to all the time.
Especially, exactly. And TK, tell me your thoughts on this match.
I mean, again, for me, watching a match, it's also about the psychology of it and the story. Like, that's what gets me hooked. That's what gets me invested. Yes. And that's essentially how I know it's a good match. Because there was a point where it's like, wait, because you automatically think, or in my mind, when I see a match and I see the lineup, I'm like, oh, okay, well, she's gonna win, and I'm still gonna appreciate it. But the moment when you're like, oh wait, you're throwing it, and now you're selling it to me, and now I'm believing it, and now I'm like, oh wait, maybe she's not gonna win. Yeah. That to me is a really good match because now you're telling the story without saying a word, which is talent.
And do you think that we'll ever see Killer Kelly again?
Possibly.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know what her plans are, what she wants to do. I think I'm pretty sure everyone, if they had the opportunity to get with WWE, then they would. But she does well in the UK. She's still learning. And like I said, it's just these moments are learning experiences, especially if you don't get to go move forward. Yeah. So I think we will. I just don't know in what capacity and what platform. Women are getting more platforms than ever now.
Yes,
which is awesome to me. Like WWE is not the only stop nowadays for women to actually make a serious impact in a good living.
Look at Tessa.
She's doing her thing.
I think she has two or three belts now.
She is doing
from different organizations.
Listen, the mediums are getting a little bit different now. These ladies don't have to stop at WWE. They don't have to. No. You know what I mean?
Social media
we'll talk a little bit about what happened this past weekend with the 4 women. I want to know how do they choose who's going to wrestle who?
That's great.
Because I would love to see Meiko go one-on-one with Iro Shirai or all the Asuka or somebody, a Japanese woman versus Japanese woman. I know we could see it on on Rise and stuff, but still in WWE you don't really see that.
I mean, I think they did this last year too. They started with who the 2 people they want. And then they pare it down from there because we already have people who already signed to WWE. So even though you might think they're going to win, they might not. But it doesn't really matter because they're moving on. Look at Bianca Belair from last year. Right. So and then I think that they had the plan for Shayna that whole time, like before, because she was training in wrestling maybe a year or 2. We saw her on Total Divas at one point. So she's been training.
Yeah, she was at bar wrestling.
Yeah, so she's been training for a minute. So they had that plan for Shayna for a minute. So they already knew that she was going to come in second, but therefore she's going to get the belt eventually. Right. So I definitely think they have a game plan. Yeah. So they just go from the game plan and they just work from that.
Yeah, and then Meiko did the Death Valley drive to the pin. That was amazing. And she's going on to the second round. So overall, what do you expect for the next episode?
They started off. These ladies are a tough act to follow. Right. So when you tear it down with a last match like that, the people in the back are like, okay, now we got to bring it. So it forces them to even come harder. So it's going to be like I expect just more of the same, but just like I said, just more aggressive ladies and ladies taking bigger chances or coming out of their shell, motivating them. So it was just like I said, I was blown away by this tonight.
Yeah.
Last 2 matches were from out.
Who's up next week? I can't. My computer just died. Does anybody know?
We'll find out next week.
Okay. I know Joseph.
Most already know.
Yeah,
man.
There's somebody in the chat was already listing some folks. I think it was Madison's gonna be there. Another.
Man, both make the matches, man.
Yeah. So
let's go on to if we could get a quick news little agenda.
We got. Oh, he was ready for that.
So, did you guys watch All In?
Yes.
And what you thought of the 4 women kicking ass?
Oh my God.
That whole match was bananas.
The whole show was bananas.
Crazy.
It was
Cody and
that
them
Cody.
boys.
Oh my.
That's my
Talk
guy,
about
man.
selling, man.
That's my guy, man.
I wish. Too bad Mickey couldn't be there. That would have been awesome.
I love him. I love me some Cody Rhodes. Man.
The women were amazing. again, we had talked about this earlier today. It was just that last part where it was kind of like we understand what they were trying to do, or Sarah explained to us what they were trying to do, but it was just kind of, I wish it was a little bit cleaner. Other than that, and it was just, that's a minute thing.
Yeah, what do you think about the end? You know how the end, like the commentator kind of was like, "Oh, is it over?" But is it?
Yeah.
Do you think that was a botched job, or do you think they just didn't have like the right? Like,
I think that they were trying to rush it.
So you think it wasn't supposed to end there?
I think because you have to remember they're doing a 3-hour show. Yet at the end of the day, they want the last final match to be the most amazing,
And long as possible.
which it was. But for the women, they also want the women to expand
Showcase.
time and show, hey, these 4 women are all in for a reason, not because of who they are and where they came from. It's because these women worked their ass off for years, and it doesn't matter who they're dating. It doesn't matter anything. It matters their talent.
Wrestling.
I mean, Britt Baker is a doctor, and she came out with a coat, and I loved it. Tessa Blanchard came out with her family.
Awesome.
Madison Rayne is a mother and looks amazing.
Them ladies tore the house down.
And Chelsea Green. Okay, let me say this. Chelsea Green is my favorite indie women's wrestler.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's a fun fact.
And there's the reason why is because I had a conversation with her, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. But I remember at Bar Wrestling, when she was last month, I said, you know what you should do? You should do half Chelsea and half Laura. And all of a sudden, she showed up as half Chelsea and half,
Holla at your girl.
And I was
I feel like you should have
Hey, yo, Chelsea, you need to cut these balls into that bread. Nah, cut us a slice. Cut us a slice.
Oh, and also, Flip Gordon was all in, so I was pretty happy.
Yeah, it was a
But
good.
It was an awesome show.
These women killed it, and I like the crowd's reaction because you can tell that was authentic reaction.
Yeah.
It wasn't audio. Audio was not
like these-
boosted up at all.
Like the days are over with the men acting like women can't wrestle anymore. Those days are
I
over.
know.
Yeah, but I'm just saying when men like that, men like now it ain't the bathroom big match.
No.
Yeah.
Now it ain't the match we get a beer. Like men are like, okay, this is about to get
Right, and
amazing.
I really enjoyed the fact that these women were allowed to dive. They're allowed to do what they want, and it showed. And I'm okay that Tessa won because it makes sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
It made a lot of sense. But even though everybody had that feeling, it was an amazing match. And on top of that, too, the people who went to All In and the folks who tuned into All In, to me, I think are more fans of wrestling, period.
Yes.
Not just WWE.
Exactly.
So, they're going to know these 4 women.
And by the way, John Mayer was in ringside.
Shout out to John Mayer.
That guy was in ringside. I was like, is that John Mayer?
Sometimes you need to...
And you know what? Shout out to that guy because he sat in his seat from start to finish. He did not... I didn't really see his seat
pull out
to
the
be
guitar out or
empty.
nothing? All right.
Well, all those matches were...
We're incredible.
Yeah.
We should. There should have been really a pay-per-view for that because
that is harassment.
that moment. I know we're getting totally off topic. When DDP came to Cody's thing, I was like, wait, is it? Oh, I have no idea if they were selling it. I don't know if this was planned. That was bananas.
It
Yo,
was...
WWE, I told y'all wasted Cody. Didn't I tell y'all? Y'all wasted my man's time. He is box
One
office.
thing I like about what he said is he says nobody owns wrestling. Nobody owns it. We own it, meaning the fans own
Well
it.
then.
Well, this is a whole nother,
Next year, y'all got it.
That's a whole nother rabbit hole conversation.
CM
as far
Punk
as
next
that.
year, man. In Chicago.
Yeah, that's a whole nother rabbit
Add
hole
all in.
conversation. I think a lot of stuff are going to change once.
So I want to say something really quick with Evolution. With Evolution coming up, do you think we're going to see some of these women in the Mae Young Classic wrestle at Evolution?
I hope so, because they're saying 50. Did they say 50 women or over 50 women?
I think they were just saying 50.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to be like a 5-hour show?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 4 or 5 hour shows. I think Johnny was saying. I think that. I think that we will see. Well, we're going to see obviously the main match. I think we'll see the women that are already been signed. That we haven't seen in NXT.
Yeah.
I would love to see Lacey Evans versus Bianca Blair.
That's my girl. Bianca, that's my girl. Right?
I know Lacey Evans is new and stuff, but I feel that she can.
Bianca is box
Yeah,
office.
she's when she did NXT and she did the clap to Old Boy.
Listen,
I was
box
like, really?
office.
You're gonna do that? She's amazing. She's amazing.
Brad said it's over 50.
Okay.
Oh, over 50. Good,
Yeah.
good, googly moogly.
I mean,
They're still announcing matches, so.
yeah, I mean, this is the problem, though. I understand you're going to have some matches where, like, you know, it's a high and some matches are going to just fall. I just want it. It's almost like All In. Every match was quality.
Yes, it was.
And I don't want matches being put together and these women are not. Mae Young is a totally different beast. But I don't want Evolution where we have these matches and they're put together and they're not ready for that platform. So that's kind of my fear. It's like, yes, we want women's evolution, but you know, there's a whole bunch of platforms, and that maybe at the point that person's not ready. So I'm just hoping that everything is going to be. I rather
Quality over quantity.
Yeah, I rather a tight show, like a 2-hour show, versus a 5-hour show where we're bringing out veterans who haven't wrestled in like 5 years.
Yeah, and doing backstage segments.
Right. And I'm not, this is not, I'm definitely not going to, this is not shots at Trish. Trish has been working, and I'm talking to her people. Trish has been working. She's you know, it's not, I'm talking about the people that we haven't seen in the ring, the people we haven't seen working out. And you're like, we're bringing them out. Nah.
Taking a little bit of spotlight.
Yeah. It's not necessary. So
I want to go back to All In real quick. What was your favorite part of All In?
I got no objectivity with Cody Rhodes, so it's just Cody. Zero.
So this is me allowing the world into my non-perfectionist. I totally forgot. Oh shoot, who was the guy's name that went against Cody?
Atlas?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Totally
Mickey
forgot.
James's.
Yeah, totally
Yes,
forgot he was
yes.
on X-Pac show. I was there for that interview. Then when they said Mickey James, I was like, yes, we saw the kid.
I know that.
And then I was like, this is absolutely amazing, and I obviously we all know why that Mickey.
Excuse me.
Nick
Aldis.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We obviously know why Mickey James couldn't be there, but that would have been an awesome thing. And then on top of that, Cody Rhodes and Brandy, their dynamic.
It's my favorite.
You know, we also friend of the show.
Shout out to Brandy Rhodes.
She's absolutely amazing. She sold it, and it's just kind of one of those things that if you can have these dream matches, and I'm sure I'll probably have to buy video games even though I don't have it. If you can have those dream matches where it would be like Cody and Brandy up against, you know, Brie, and you know, it's like one of those things where I would love to see that.
I have a few favorites. One is when Jay Ethel came out in Macho Man gear.
Unbelievable.
And Brandy Rhodes, he was like, they were just doing the whole Hulk Hogan and Macho Man thing. It was a little weird. I mean, Flip Gordon is my favorite. He knows that. I'm going to go see him at Ring of Honor in Vegas in a few weeks.
And DDP.
And DDP showed out.
That yoga though.
That yoga's real, by the way.
The best part is Joey Ryan returned, and his I'm going to say the correct term. His penis is decided to take away our good friend, Hangman Page. And there's a t-shirt out coming soon that says "Rest in Penis." And I'm going to purchase that.
Man. So twice. You did the word twice. Yo, Bosa.
Oh boy.
What up?
So Joey Ryan, I love you. I see you at Bar Wrestling, and we're good friends. You're the best.
Bar Wrestling is great too.
Wrestling at its finest. I'm all in, by the way.
And Stephen Amell, the actor.
Oh, Green Arrow.
Shout out to him. Congratulations to him, because he took a freaking
That's when you
table.
When you
but also,
take that bump, baby, take that bump.
You have to give credit to Christopher Daniels, because Christopher Daniels is a legend in this business, and SCU all the way. So it's a California thing, guys. If you're from here, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, match after match. But
it was all good.
You know, we don't have a lot of time to discuss about all things of wrestling, but we're happy that you joined us tonight. Thanks, guys, for being on the panel. TK, where can everybody find you?
Everybody can find me at TK Trinidad, and this is my last. We have amazing stuff for women's wrestling. A lot of people that.
I think you say it's your last show.
No. We have a lot of amazing stuff for women's wrestling. We also have women that are on the Mae Young Classic that are going to be interviewed on Women's Wrestling Weekly coming up in the next couple weeks. So definitely look out for that. Find me on everything at TK Trinidad. I'll be right there.
Evan T. Mack, Instagram and Twitter. Miss Barr, put yourself over. sister.
Okay. I'm Anissa Barr. You can follow me on social media at Anissa Barr. Russell Crate is having Christian as an Edge and Christian as our special exclusive item. If you want to purchase that, go to russellcrateusa.com and order now. We're also going to have 2 exclusive toys. I know what they are, but you don't. So you got to buy them to know what they are. And we're so happy that you guys tuned in. Comment below. Tell us what your thoughts on tonight's show. Who are your favorites? Who do you want to see? And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Ciao.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.